Over the last couple days, starting I believe the 7th or 8th of this last week, we started receiving reports of vehicle burglaries throughout the east side of the city, in the region over there. And once the cases started coming in, we started seeing that there were similarities of the motive and what was going on, what was being taken. And once we were able to figure that out, we actually, I made contact with one of the victims who had fraudulent credit card usage, which is a good lead for us. And we wouldn't have got that lead if it wasn't for the road patrol officers on the relentless follow-up that they were doing on their end. So we all work as a team when this happens. So if we all weren't communicating together, we wouldn't have be where we are today. So every car that they had gained access to was unlocked. There was a couple that they were locked that they tried, they didn't obviously get access to, and they just kept moving on. One of them was a little bit more resilient at first, but eventually he was very remorseful for what he did. The original suspect that we had caught instantly, felt terrible for what he had done and wasn't targeting anybody. He just was out making bad decisions.
I ended up in about 3.5 feet of water at the deepest point, where I recovered a magazine that was loaded with the live ammunition. And then the firearm was recovered further across the bank on the east side where I was working, the area about 2 feet of water.
And how long did it take you?
I guess we were mucking around for about 25-30 minutes after I documented the area.
There was discussion between the two of them whether they were actually going to take the firearm or not. One of them didn't want to, the other one did. They ultimately decided to take it, brought it, I would say about a half a block maybe, and then decided that they no longer wanted to have it on their person. And they just decided they wanted to fire one round each, and then it was tossed into that canal.
Honestly, the biggest thing we try to speak about with these cases is just preventing the crime. A lot of times we have like crime opportunities where, by unfortunately leaving your doors unlocked, leaving valuables such as electronics, it gives them, the suspects that opportunity to just easily go in there and take it. So it really starts with the citizens. Just try to lock your car doors. If you're able to get like a video surveillance system, something of that nature, and just try to prevent it. And, if possible, get to know your neighbors. It's a good thing to try to meet, your neighbors. And, if you see something that doesn't appear right, call it in.
There's different avenues for the criminals. And these kids are not, hardened criminals at all. Their motive was, I'm hungry. These kids, both the times that they used the cards was mostly for food. They messed up and they knew that they wanted some food. They were out all night walking around, they got hungry. And as if it wasn't for the victim letting us know, hey, that car was used at this location, the officer following up and getting the video for that, that's what led us ultimately to the front door.
It's important to continue to monitor your bank accounts. If you're able to get like an application on your phone that will notify you anytime there's like a suspicious charge. As soon as you see that suspicious charge, you determine it. Obviously you call 911, contact law enforcement, and then we'll follow up from there. Just continue to monitor your bank accounts, any other type of accounts.
You said a road patrol officer recovered the video?
Yeah, he did. Shortly after taking the report, we were notified from Jennifer that there was activity on her card. He went out there, did the follow-up, was able to get us video of the suspect vehicle. The suspect vehicle had some unique identifiers on it. Once we got that identified, like I said, we walked right up to the front door and he started talking to us.
Monday morning, I went out to my car to go to a doctor's appointment, and it was kind of a mess, which is not like my car, but my husband drove it last, so I had to go in and ask him. It was like, were you looking for something? And because the glove compartment was over in the middle, and then there was stuff all over the passenger seat, and he said no. And so then I was like, okay. I'm looking through it a little bit more, and I noticed that my grandson's diaper bag was missing, and I couldn't find my wallet. So I went in the house. We had been doing a lot of running around all weekend, and I had grabbed my wallet out of my purse, but my purse was in the house and not the wallet. So then I realized that my wallet was also missing. My daughter checked her car, found out that her car was also had some things thrown around in it, and her wallet was also missing. So then we called the police. They came and they were very serious, which I didn't think would happen for just, car burglary. Like I said, I thought they would be like, stupid people should have locked their car. But we had forgotten because, like I said, we were really busy the day before. And they're very professional and very nice. They even dusted our car for prints, which surprised me. And then while they were still there collecting evidence, I looked on my online banking and realized that my debit card was used. And then I shared with them the information as to where it was used. And I guess they took it from there because that was all stuff I wasn't privy to till just recently, that my card was used at McDonald's, and that's how they caught the gentleman that broke into the car.
What would you say about how fast they handled, the PSL police handled this?
Amazed, really am. From the very first officer to the gentleman that I've spoken to over this past week, when they called and said we caught him, I'm like, what? I didn't think that would happen on burglaries where there really wasn't much information. So I was very surprised, and everybody's been very nice and just very appreciative of them for their hard work.
Sure, come on in.